Owning a home is full of surprises. Some wonderful, some not so much. And when something breaks, it can feel like the whole day unravels. That's why HomeServe exists. For as little as $4.99 a month, you'll always have someone to call. A trusted professional ready to help, bringing peace of mind to 4.5 million homeowners nationwide. For plans starting at just $4.99 a month, go to homeserve.com. That's homeserve.com. Not available everywhere. Most plans range between $4.99 to $11.99 a month your first year. Terms apply on covered repairs.
Hi sailors, it's time for a new podcast here on explorenorth.no. I'm your host, Jon Amtrup. As you might know, if you've been following this podcast, I have the privilege and honor to work as a skipper for 59 North. I'm skippering Isbjørn, a Swan 48. A beautiful boat that behaves perfectly in all oceans. I sailed there to Shetland with a fantastic crew in January. It was a real treat. They have 59 North. They have a membership site called the Quarterdeck, and I should suggest that you check it out. I'll put a link to it in the notes. And this podcast was recorded by August Sandberg, who is the owner of Isbjørn and a part of 59 North, and we did a talk about Svalbard, and much of it you can read in my new edition of the book Sail to Svalbard. You'll find a link to how you can buy it in the notes to this podcast, but you should definitely listen to this podcast if you want to sail to Svalbard, and you should. So enjoy, and thanks to 59 North and Quarterdeck for letting me publish this podcast. Thanks.
Yes, Jon, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast again.
My pleasure, and, as always.
As always, and we are sitting face to face for once for a podcast recording in Bergen, which is really cool.
And the weather is superb. It's spring.
Really nice.
Yeah,
it's so amazing how life just changes when the sun is back, and the reason why you're here, I think, is because of the One Ocean.
Yep.
One Ocean Week.
One Ocean Week. The pride and joy of Bergen, the Statsråd Lemkull. How do you say it's?
Statsråd Lemkull.
Yeah, no, but it's a full rigger.
Full rigger, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it's is it a bark, I think, by definition?
Not sure.
3 masts, big spanker on the mizzen.
Yeah.
It's a big ship.
Yeah, it's a big ship. And it's been sailing around the world for 1 year, doing ocean research, putting focus on the health of the ocean. And it returned on Saturday to Bergen, to its home port.
That's right. That was pretty spectacular. Watching the videos. I weren't there to see it myself, but it was quite something. And Håkon Vatle was there to catch the lines. I saw he is also. He's the lead singer of the Stormweather Shanty Choir and friend of 59 North, and also the CEO of this magnificent ship. So he had a good day yesterday, I think.
I think so too. And the king was there to greet them.
The king was there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
It's quite the day here in Bergen.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very cool. So that's why we got to see each other in person today.
Yep.
Which is another great thing. And we are continuing on with our cruising series here on the Quarterdeck podcast, where we talk to members of our team about cruising grounds that they enjoy and that they have some inside knowledge about, and we get some tips and tricks for people who might want to expand their horizons a little bit. And we are going to talk about Svalbard today, I believe, Jon.
Yeah, that was your request, wasn't it?
That's right. That's right. I thought that would be a good idea because we needed to have some. We want to spread this series around as much as we can, and we want to get to the extreme north as well. And I'm sitting here with this beautiful new book in front of me that I just received in the mail. That's called "Sail to Svalbard" by a Mr. Jon Antrup. Yeah. I thought this would be, you would be the guy to talk to about sailing to Svalbard.
And I'm guessing you think it's beautiful because your boat is on the front cover.
That might also have something to do with it. Yes, it's there. She is. Isbjørn is on the cover here in front of a huge glacier. Do you remember which glacier it is?
I'm not sure, but it might be the one in Hornsund.
Oh yeah,
but I'm not sure.
There's so many.
We have to ask our house photographer,
James Ostroms.
Yes.
That's right. He would be the person who took this. And, So I just picked this up in the mail today, actually, and so thank you for that, Jon. And I love how you've written a little greeting at the front page, and it's written to Isbjørn. Sailing to Svalbard with you gave me memories for life, and I thought that was really, really nice. So cool. Thanks a lot. And this is just out now, I believe, right? You made this. You also had a previous version.
Yeah,
but this is the updated one.
This is the second edition, the updated version. The first one came in 2011, so it was time for a new edition.
Right.
It's not that much that has happened, but some new rules, and there's a few new anchorages because of the retreat of the glaciers.
Right.
Yeah, and
Very cool.
and the new pictures by James Ostrom. That's definitely happened.
They look they look very nice.
Yeah,
very nice. Absolutely. So so let's get right into it. Why should people sail to Svalbard, would you say?
It is the most. It is the high latitude sailing ground that is the most reachable for people. Sailing to Antarctica is far away for most people.
Yeah.
But if you want to see glaciers, ice bears, you can't see ice bears in Antarctica, but you can see penguins. But and you can reach it within as long as you get to Norway and up to Tromsø. It only takes you 3 days to get to Svalbard, and you're in the middle of some of the most fantastic and challenging cruising grounds you have. And it's because it is how do you say it, even if it's high latitude sailing, you have some sort of safety net. That's good or bad, I guess, because there's a lot of boats up there, and it's getting more and more, so you have that as a safety net. And also the Sysselmester, who is the what was it, the sheriff of the
Sheriff
island?
of yeah, exactly. That's a pretty good. That's
Yeah.
very fitting, I think.
Yeah, he has rescue capability and yeah. But having said that, you can't have that as your first line of rescue. You have to depend on yourself. That's the whole point of going to Svalbard. You have to be self-dependent, all the way from having lots of spares, because there's not that many shops around, at least outside.
Very
Longyearbyen.
limited. Very limited. Yeah.
And you have to your diesel consumption, you have to keep it low depending on how much diesel you have, your water, and electricity, heat. Yeah,
No.
it's very remote.
Very remote, yes, and so yeah, quite for being as far north as it is, it's quite accessible. Like,
Yeah.
but still, like compared to other places that you might go sailing, it's pretty remote. Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, this whole thing with the isolation and which I probably find most alluring with Svalbard is that you have the spectacular kind of scenery and all the beauties of like coastal cruising with like little anchorages and all the things you can see and go on the shore and all that. But with that, you have that kind of the isolation of offshore sailing. So you're kind of completely cut off. And as you mentioned, the self-reliance thing that you can only really count on yourself up there, which is really cool.
And it's totally silent. There's no what do you call it? There's no light from houses or cabins or cars and there's no sound from other, hopefully then, boats.
Yeah, that's really something. And there's no like power lines and no planes in the sky, and it's kind of kind of going back in time a little bit almost. It's very cool.
One of my best memories from the trip last year on Isbjørn was just in one of the fjords close to Longyearbyen, and it was almost no wind, but we were sailing at maybe 1 knot, and you can hear the flaps, the bird taking off from the water.
Oh, nice.
And all the guests were just quiet, just sitting and enjoying the moment and not saying a word. Just, we didn't have to go anywhere. We're just being there. That was nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And that brings up another good argument for going there is the wildlife.
Yeah.
And like you said, especially the birds.
Yeah.
There is an enormous amount of birds up there, and I've done several trips up there, which has been for like bird watchers.
Just
or
bird
like
watching.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's like little groups of bird watchers who come, like 5-6 people who come aboard with these just enormous telescopic lenses and just taking photos of birds. Because you have just an enormous amount and variety of them, and the mammals as well. It's quite exciting, as the polar bears, like you said.
Polar bears. And you have the whales.
Yeah. Walruses.
Walruses.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And things that you normally don't get to see.
No. And the reindeer. So quite not tame, but you can get very close to them.
Yeah. They don't really care too much. Seems like, which is pretty fun. Yeah. So if we want to go to Svalbard, when would be a good time to do so? Would you say?
If you're taking your own boat, I would go July, late July, something around there that time, because the weather is very stable, the ice conditions are favorable, I would think, and depending on what you want to do. If you just want to hang around in Isfjorden or close by, you can go earlier, and you don't have to sail around Spitsbergen or Svalbard to go to Svalbard. You can just play around in the fjords close to Longyearbyen and have a adventure of a lifetime. But if you want to go up north and maybe down Hinlopen or around Nordaustlandet, later is better.
Because of the ice will have melted by then.
And blown away. And and there's some people who desperately want to go as far north as they can.
Mm-hmm.
So then late is always good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. I've been on some of these sail and ski trips up in Svalbard, which has been quite popular. And then you want to get as much snow as you can, so you go quite early. But then it can be quite a lot of ice still left in, and you can get blocked from traveling very far. Pretty easily.
Yeah.
And so we're talking about Longyearbyen. So that would be. How would you describe Longyearbyen, Jon?
Well, it's an old mining town. Now it's not that much mining. They closed the last mine this year or last year, I think.
Yeah, very recently, I think.
Yeah. But it is kind of cowboy style. There's people going around with guns. There's scooters everywhere. There's a few cars, more and more, but it's a very compact, touristy town.
Yeah.
But I like the feel of it. It's Arctic and it's
pretty wild.
Yeah, pretty wild. yeah.
And it's what is it, like 3,000 people live there or something?
Yeah, I think it's 2005 or something like that. Yep.
Right. Okay.
And in the summertime, it's you have these big cruise ships coming in, and there's tons of tourists, and so it's a lot of people.
Yeah. Some of these cruise ships that come in there have like twice. Like the number of passengers on board is like the double of the entire population of Svalbard, which is pretty nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's like the only. Well, you could say the only proper city on Svalbard.
It is the only city. Yeah, you have New Ålesund, but there's no shops. There's a souvenir shop, but nothing more. And maybe you can get fuel and water, but it's Longyearbyen where you have to stock up on all the things that you've eaten on your way to Svalbard and refill, and
so that'll be for most people, that will be kind of the starting point and the kind of launch stage for any Svalbard adventures. Like usually you go into Longyearbyen and that's the one place where you can really get things, and one only place that you can travel to also, I guess. That there's an airport there and some stuff, and then
so you can change crew and and the grocery shop. The grocery shop.
The one grocery shop. yeah.
And it's big and it's pretty well stocked. Sometimes it can be a little bit low on fresh fruit and veggies, but it's usually very well stocked. So
it's quite impressive actually. I find since it is so far north and so far away.
Yeah.
How far north are we talking here? We're at Longyearbyen is something like
79
79. Yeah, pretty
or close to, yeah.
pretty far north. But yeah, no. So I'm actually quite impressed with the food and the stuff that you can get up there. It's pretty. You can get most things, so you don't have to. You can eat pretty well even on a Svalbard adventure, as long as you bring, because it's the one and only shop on the the whole archipelago. So you better stock up enough. But yeah.
And speaking of food, the restaurants in Longyearbyen is very good.
They are
too. Yeah. So
it's true.
You have the possibility to spend a few 1,000 kronas before you hit the wilderness.
That's right. Yeah, and they have you can eat all kinds of exotic stuff in there. You can have Svalbard reindeer. You can have whale meat and all kinds of local foods. And so if you're into that, it's
it's a good place to visit a few restaurants.
Yeah, and there's a couple of pretty good museums as well.
Oh yeah.
With that, I would recommend anyone who goes there before they head off on their adventures is to go to some of the museums, because you can learn a lot about one is the nature, and also like just some of the history, which is pretty interesting. With all of these crazy Arctic exploration things going on in the end of the 19th century, I guess, was when the rush for the North Pole was going on, and all these crazy guys with their balloons and their airplanes Zeppeliners, and pretty nuts. So so it's a pretty narrow season, like the summer season. If you want to go, would be the time to be there, you would say. And what kind of weather would we see? Say we go in July, like you said. How would the weather be?
It's usually like Greenland. You have a more or less stationary high with you're gonna burn a lot of diesel, most likely. There's not gonna be much wind, hopefully some, but it's gonna be pretty calm. But that's not always the case, so you still have to watch the weather report and or download the weather report and be careful where you anchor.
True. It's pretty just like you said, in my experience, it's like either no wind or too much.
Too much. It can always be too much, but
and the temperatures too can be kind of all over the place. I've been hiking in a t-shirt up there in the summertime, but then you can also have snow, so you really need to be prepared for most things.
You have to bring it all.
Yes.
So wool underwear, that's mandatory. So and you're lucky if you get to hike in a t-shirt. I've done it several times, but it's
quite rare.
Quite rare.
That's true.
A wool hat and wool underwear and fowlies.
And some really good boots, I would say, because it's pretty like muddy and soggy and wet a lot of places.
And for launching, when you use the dinghy from the boat, because you always have to use the dinghy, except in Longyearbyen and New Ålesund. But
Yeah, no harbors around.
No harbors, no nothing.
Yeah, no, and no mooring balls. No, there's absolutely no facilities
Nope.
Anywhere with the.
And not always the best holding for the anchorage.
Yeah.
For the anchor.
I guess that is a bit varying.
Yeah.
The kind of what kind of bottoms would you say we usually find?
It's a lot of rock. And mud is also because of the silts from the glaciers. You get mud, and then you're good to go on a shore hike.
Yeah, that's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, that's the good stuff. But you also have kelp, which can be quite deceitful because you think your anchor is stuck, but nah, not always. So and it's hell to get it up if it's full of kelp, or cut it away at least. Yeah.
Yeah, that can be as you pull up these enormous patches of seaweed. That's pretty annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, a good anchor would be
a good
important to bring.
Definitely, and not just one anchor. You should at least have one spare. If you lose it, if you get stuck on a rocky bottom and you have to drop it, or something happens, if that's the only anchor you have, your vacation is over.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you have to go to Longyearbyen, and there's not that many chandleries.
No.
None in Longyearbyen. So now bring at least one spare anchor with some spare chain and rope.
Yeah, agreed. That's a very, very good idea.
Yeah.
Talking of gear, what kind of other equipment would you say would be high on your priority list? Say if people were to prepare their boat for going north. Well, first, what kind of boat would you say would be the best to use? Do you need would you say you need like a special boat, or could anyone go there?
The best boat is the one you got, I think. If it's seaworthy and solid built, you bump into all kinds of boats on Svalbard, from the high-end expedition boats in aluminium with deck saloons and inside steering position, to small. I had friends who had a Maxi 6.8 on Svalbard, and they cruised a lot around on Svalbard.
Oh wow!
So
that's a pretty small kind of very nice
Swedish built and designed boat.
Yeah,
sails very well, but it's small. But you can if you have the right attitude and the boat is well equipped, you can do it with pretty much anything. But then again, Sysselmesteren will have something to say, because you have to check in with him before you go to. He has to allow you to go. Actually,
that's true. There is quite a bit of extra paperwork and some extra legislations that you have to go through to deal with it.
Yeah, but that's actually a good thing. It might look very time consuming, and it probably is. Yeah, but it gets your mind set on the safety side of it, because that's an important side of it. So you have to have life vests, EPIRBs, all the standard equipment.
All the standard gear, and you need to document this and get all of the all of your numbers for all of your equipment, and send it into, and kind of it's an application, right? So you ask the Sysselmesteren, the big boss up there, if hey, I have such and such boat, and I have all of this equipment, and you also have to write a little bit about yourself, or
Yeah.
like the experience of the crew, and you have to also have to submit these like different plans for, okay, well, what do you do if you meet polar bears, for instance?
Yep.
You need to make all these emergency action plans, which, yeah, I agree with you. I mean, these are all good things. Like,
Yep.
everybody should make these kind of plans,
Yeah.
for wherever you go cruising. But it is, it is like an extra step, and a
Yeah.
little bit of an extra bureaucracy. And then when you get an answer then from Sysselmästaren, I do think it would be pretty bad if they forbid you from going.
Yeah,
Would you say?
Yeah, I haven't heard of any boats that has been stopped, but then again, if someone had been stopped, they wouldn't tell it out loud, I guess.
That's true.
But no,
Yeah.
I think they're pretty much interested in boats coming if they are well prepared, and they will help you be well prepared through the process of getting all the paperwork done.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. They're very helpful
Yep.
in through that whole process, and and then so hopefully they'll allow you to go, and then they will demand a search and rescue insurance.
Yep.
That you make a search and rescue insurance, and I think that the number. The size of that insurance depends on what kind of boat you have, probably,
Yeah.
how many people are on board, and some stuff like that. So that's a bit of an extra expense as well for going there. But it's if something should happen to you or your boat up there, it's going to be very demanding to rescue you. So it's that's why they put that in place.
But having said that, I haven't heard of any situation where Sysselmästaren has demanded that the insurance company pay up for the rescue.
That's true, yeah.
Because it's kind of a gray zone. Because if someone is in distress at sea, they have to help you. No matter what. So the safety, the insurance issue is to, I guess, to keep the wildest guys off the island. so they have to, something like that.
Yeah, you know what? That's a really good point. Actually, I've actually been in a situation where we had an emergency on a boat up there, and had to get rescue by we had somebody injured themselves in a really dumb way, and had to get a helicopter from Longyearbyen, and there was didn't have to pay anything, or didn't have to use that insurance in any way. So and the Sysselmästaren was just super cool about it, and as they said, they would be flying around and practicing doing things anyway. So it was they didn't feel there was any extra on them at that time. So
No, I think you have to do some pretty fucking stupid things. Sorry, my language. Before they charge you with something, before they take your money, because it is a gray zone.
That's true, and I guess you never know. It could be good just for them to have the opportunity in case something really dumb happens, and people do crazy dumb things all the time up there, but then they're lucky to get away with it. But one day that luck's gonna run out, and there might be a problematic case. But
and as for now, there's more and more boats coming up there. So at one point, as you say,
it
will happen. It's people.
That's true. So going back to the equipment or the gear on the boat, what would you think we talked about you need the EPIRBs
Safety,
and the life rafts and all that. It's also mandatory. Any other things that would like add to the safety or comfort that you can think of?
I would put some thought into the dinghy because that's the thing that gets you exploring the island.
True.
So it should be a good dinghy with a good engine that starts.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Because you might want to travel far with it, or the weather can change pretty fast. So you have to push through some choppy waves to get back to the boat or something like that. So a good dinghy that you can stow away for the ocean crossing. So for most cruising boat that excludes a rib.
Yeah.
So or a hard bottom one. So you have to have a fully, what do you call it? Inflatable one.
Like a roll-up thing. Yeah, I agree.
And big enough to fit at least most of the crew, so you don't have to scuttle back and forth for ages to get everybody on board. And it is a safety issue too, the dinghy.
That's true. Yeah, and if something were to happen to your dinghy when you are on shore and you want to go back to the boat, and if your engine then won't start, then that's it.
Yeah,
you're kind of stuck there.
Or if an ice bear comes along and rips up the dinghy.
Yes.
Yeah, while you're not there,
then
it's so you should have a plan for that too. And the best plan is to bring a rescue suit. What do you call it?
Like a survival suit.
Survival suit that you can actually swim back to the boat. But the main rule is to always have a person on the boat when the people are on shore, because then he can bring the dinghy back to the boat, so no bear's gonna rip it up, and he can handle the boat if anything happens with the weather.
That's true, and then that person on the boat will also have access to all the communications equipment on the boat as well. They can ask other boats for help, and but still, I think it's also important to bring, if you go ashore, because of those things could happen, like you say. Like you should bring your sat phone, you should bring your EPIRB probably as well ashore.
A VHF, some flares.
Yeah.
And of course your gun.
Your gun, yeah. Talking about special equipment. That's a whole other thing that you usually don't have to worry about when you go cruising.
You have to have a gun.
Yeah, it's mandatory.
Yep.
So you won't get even if you don't like guns, you don't have a choice really.
Nope.
And
you have to have a locker, dedicated locker with the possibility to actually lock it
on the boat.
The boat. Yeah.
Very true. So you can convert one of your existing lockers like we did on Isbjørn. We did. made a weapons locker, which was pretty handy actually, because then because traveling, if you're going cruising to Svalbard, and depending on where you start from, you might want to stop in some other countries on the way, and sailing around internationally with firearms is really complicated a lot of the time, because you need to. Customs and immigration will be very. There is so much stuff to deal with, but with that locker that we made, it was actually quite easy.
Yep.
With the because when you came to Iceland,
they were the police were happy then when they saw that it was locked in a locker. So yeah,
and they
problem.
just smacked this tape
Yep.
on there and kind of made this like seal, police seal, and I went to after that I went to Faroes and to Shetland, and when I took the boat over from you in Iceland, and everyone was just super pleased with that Icelandic police seal on there. It's just like, okay, that's fine.
Cool.
So that's a good idea, I think, to have a locker like that. That was a really good idea.
Yeah. But if you don't want to end up with all that hassle, or not hassle, you can rent a gun on Svalbard in Longyearbyen. But then you have to travel straight to Longyearbyen. You don't have to, you can anchor off, but you can't go ashore.
Yeah.
Then you go to Longyearbyen, and you have to return to Longyearbyen before you go straight out.
That's true. So that's
a
bit of a limitation on you, because if you come sailing up from the south, like you most probably would, you won't be arriving Svalbard from the north. That's for sure.
not in a few years maybe, but not now.
Oh, no. Yeah, true. But then, I mean, you have to sail pretty far to get to Longyearbyen, because Longyearbyen is kind of in the middle of Svalbard, so you have to sail just past a lot of really beautiful areas that you could have explored if you had a gun with you.
Yep.
But it is possible to go straight to Longyearbyen and to get them. It is a little bit more complicated to get them now. Just a couple of years ago, you could just roll up there and just go to any of the sporting goods stores up there and just ask to rent a gun. And I don't think they would ask you any questions.
No.
Except for ID, and then they would just like teach you how to use the gun for a minute over the counter, and like which end the bullet comes out of, and then give people guns and send them out into the wilderness, which I thought was pretty crazy. And obviously I wasn't alone in thinking that. So now the rules have been pretty more. The rules are a little more harsh now, so I think you need to document that you have had some weapons training in order to rent one. And
I think if you actually end up renting one in Longyearbyen, you have to go to the shooting range. I'm not sure, but that might be a result.
That's a very good idea.
Actually. It's a very good idea. Period. You should actually demand it yourself when you go to Longyearbyen.
It's I've seen some people out there, hiking around with guns that they clearly can see for a mile away that they've never held one before.
No.
And I mean, that to me is a lot more dangerous than a polar bear would be. So there is like a balance of safety here. I would say so. What about like specific places to see on Svalbard? Do you have any? What's your favorite destinations on Svalbard?
We can begin with Bear Island, which is on the way to Svalbard from Tromsø or mainland Norway up north.
Good one.
And it's in the middle. It takes around 2 days from Tromsø, and it's a good place to stop. Weather permitting, of course. There's no harbors there neither, no guest harbors, just anchorages. And but it's a little heart-shaped island in the middle of nowhere. There's a lot of fishing activity going around, and on the north side you have a weather station which is manned year-round, and it's really nice to visit them. Just call them up on the VHF. They are on watch 24/7. And they support you with weather information.
Very nice.
If you want to, just call them and they'll give you the latest weather report. So I will highly recommend a stop on Bear Island in one of the anchorages there. So there's on the southern tips you have Sørhamna and there's small, fairly good,
quite sketchy. Yeah,
quite sketchy. Yeah. Okay. But
no,
I've been there for in 2001. We were at one anchorage for 4 days. We only sailed to Bear Island and back again for some marine litter research project. So we managed to stay in one anchorage for 4 days. We used 600 meters of rope.
Oh yeah, that's
and 60 meters of chain to tie us in, but it was good.
That's a pretty good. There is a photo of this. Fantastic. Your boat kind of tied up in like a spider web
it's a really spider web.
lines. So I guess it's not that easy to stop.
No. It's not that easy. But I've stopped on all my trips back and forth. I've stopped on Bear Island. You might end up being that it's a lot of fog on the island, so you might end up not seeing it at all if you pass close by. But if you're lucky, do have a stop. And I also like when I come to Svalbard, Hornsund. That's the first thing you see, the jagged mountains of Hornsund.
Yeah,
Pointy Mountains. That's always a really nice site. And anchoring in Hornsund, I like that place. With a Polish research station and reindeers usually walking around. And Hanstenbreen.
Hanstenbreen. Oh, that's the one.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And maybe that's the one on the picture too.
Oh, on the book.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, cool.
But nice. That's a good place to have a hike and walk around. The guys on last year's trip, they also tried to do some ice climbing on the wall of the glacier.
Oh, crap. That sounds dangerous.
Yeah. It's not something I would recommend because, again, you're remote and it's all about minimizing risk, actually.
Yeah.
So, because if one falls down a glacier side, it's gonna be a mess.
That's gonna be very messy. Yeah.
And it's gonna be choppers, and it's gonna be that's not recommended. So think about risk.
Careful.
Yeah.
But no, I second that. Hornsund is very nice, and there's this some old whaling stations there. There's some ruins where you can see that there are these there's like ancient whale skeletons around on the beaches there, and you can kind of see there's like nothing grows anywhere except on these old bones, and it's really fantastic. That's a really good spot. And,
that's cool.
Yeah,
and it's really muddy.
Yeah,
and especially now that the glacier has retreated so much. Really muddy. So, but
that's
good exercise.
Good exercise. That's true. I have actually, thinking of equipment, I have met a couple of people who have had like these what do you call them? These enormous pants that you have for fly fishing.
Oh yeah.
So they go up like they're completely sealed rain pants with boots, and then so you can stand in a river and fish, and so they use those when they take the dinghy ashore
for launching, and
because then you can kind of jump in and pull the dinghy ashore without getting wet. So pretty good idea.
Cool. Other if we I really like New Ålesund. That's a research town.
Yeah, the not quite city one.
Not quite city one.
Yeah,
but that's
also really cool.
Yeah, that's filled with relatively young researchers from all over the world that come there just for the summer. And it's, they're smart, and there's a good vibe to this place. And if you're lucky, they open Mellagre, which is the pub.
The pub, yeah.
Yeah, and the parties there are really good. Yeah.
It's a pretty unique place, and quite special. So and they they are really just helpful and sweet people up there, and they like you said, they don't really have anything. Like you can maybe you can get fuel and water, but that's it really. But it's it's just super nice people, and they'll always help you out with, like, again, weather forecasts and the like, which is really nice. They know a lot about weather up there. I think it's one of the primary things that they're researching. So
weather and climate, that's what they're doing up there. That's cool.
Yeah, pretty spectacular place. That's true.
And I have one more. Your list says 3, doesn't it?
That's true. That's true. Yeah, bring us another one.
And that's Mushamna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The first time I was there, we met up with Hauke Trinks, a German professor who is now he died a couple of years ago down on Utsira. He was there with his girlfriend, and this was his second time that he was going to overwinter at that place. And it was the third time he was overwintering in Svalbard.
Fantastic.
And the first time he was there, he was alone. And this is all the way up north on Svalbard. It's a lagoon, so it's very protected. But it gets iced in the wintertime, of course. So what he would do all alone in the total darkness, he would drill a hole in the ice, get on his diving equipment, and jump in. Because his theory was that we descend from ice. Leben im Eis is a book he wrote, and the theory he had. So he was trying to find proof of that we originate from the ice.
Okay, so he was going back to his roots, so to speak.
But
wow.
You can imagine in total darkness, all by himself, jumping in a hole in the ice.
That's
and you don't know.
Crazy.
The polar bears hibernate in the wintertime, of course, but I wouldn't be so sure when I stuck my head up on that hole.
Oh, you're right. Oh, man.
And you pretty much look like a seal. And to be honest, the ice polar bear doesn't care what you look like if it's dinner coming out of the hole in the ice.
That's right, because that's how they hunt, right? They sit by these holes in the ice, and then when the seal comes up to breathe, they smack him in the head. And
pretty much.
Oh yeah, that sounds.
So he was a tough guy.
Tough guy. Yeah, man.
So they were going to. He was not doing that anymore, but they were fishing and collecting wood and getting prepared to overwinter in the ice.
Oh, right.
It's really cool. And it was an iron boat on 35 foot or something like that. It was packed.
Oh, they were in a boat.
Oh, yeah, they were in a boat.
Okay.
Yeah. Not on the Fangst station. No.
Oh, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Very very exciting.
So she
That's
she got picked up in a bar by Hauke Trinks.
Okay.
In Longyearbyen, and ended up doing 2 overwinterings with him.
That's love, right?
Yeah, that's love. She also written a book called Champagne and Polar Bears.
Oh, okay.
So that definitely worth reading when you're up there.
Sounds like a good one.
Yeah.
Huh, that's you meet cool. Some spectacular characters around on Svalbard.
You meet some strange people and strange boats. That's pretty much it.
Yes.
And the people that met us, they say exactly the same, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point there about the darkness in the winter, and also the which also means that there's a lot of light in the summer. With the midnight sun is it's very much a thing up there, and so if you do go in July, August, then the sun is never sets, it never rises. It just like spins around in this great circle up in the sky, and
it's and that's also nice, because when you anchor, and if the anchor doesn't hold, it's daylight. So,
keep going.
Yeah, just find another one.
That's true.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating if you stay up there for a bit. You just kind of slowly, just like the time of day doesn't really matter anymore.
No.
And so yeah, like if it's windy, you sail. If it's not, you just stay.
Yeah.
And you sometimes you'll catch yourself. You're on some hike up some mountain, and it's like blazing sunlight, beautiful, great, and just like look at your watch, and it's like 2 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
It's really special.
Yeah.
If one is unaccustomed to the midnight sun, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, you definitely should go there. And there's new rules coming. I don't know how much we're going to talk about that, because we don't know what it means for private owned yachts that goes on their own keel. And I've asked Sysselmesteren, he hasn't replied, and I expect that to be because he don't know.
Yeah.
Because the charter business, that's what they're aiming to regulate quite heavily.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a huge set of new rules that's coming in into effect. If not this year, then definitely next year.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess it's still a little bit up in the air. Like they haven't quite stamped any of them quite yet, but there's going to be some quite a lot of new rules coming in, and
but hopefully the sailors going in with their own boats privately it won't apply to them. I hope.
Okay. Yeah.
I hope, and it's something will apply. New rules will apply, but not that strict. I hope, because that's
pretty like the recommendations that I read from this committee who was going to decide the new rules or whatever were pretty strict, even to the point of making it illegal to go ashore except from in like I think it was 40 designated like landing sites. Which is, quite pretty limiting, but
that
will be
limiting and very aggressive, because
I would say So
and the wear and tear on those 40-something landing spots,
that's going to be massive, right?
Yeah,
it's a little weird, and it'll be interesting. I know the debate isn't quite over, so we'll see how severe it'll get. But it's definitely something, if you do want to sail to Svalbard, something you need to look out for and get the latest information. And where would one do that? On Sysselmesteren.no?
Yeah.
They have an English translation of the website and all kinds of rules. And
about that, you have to be aware of all that. There are places on Svalbard that you can't go today.
True.
Yeah. So, and all those are listed in the book and on Sysselmesteren.no. And that's really, they are, what do you call it? They're keeping a lookout for people who don't handle the guns All right, there was a lot of big fines last year, mostly for charter companies that had too many guns, not registered guns, something like that, and people going ashore on places that are closed off because of birds or nature.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. You know, we also talked to last summer when we were up there in Longyearbyen, and we talked to somebody who had been fined because they had sailed too close to an island, which was like a bird sanctuary. Because these have they have a safety zone of half a mile or something, so you can't get closer than half a mile. And they had just barely kind of gone in past that zone, and the Sysselmästaren had seen them on the AIS, tracked them on the AIS, and find them. So there's no cheating those rules.
And you can't say, "I didn't know." Because it's your duty to know. So if you're caught, just don't say it. Just it doesn't help.
You won't get away with it.
No.
And just please follow the rules and do everything properly, because people who try to cheat the rules and act irresponsibly up there, that's the reason why there is more rules coming. So what about some navigational tips? Do we have any last tips for how the navigation is up there?
If you don't have a forward-looking depth sounder, be careful, because the area is not 100% mapped out. So it is possible to run aground, even if you're looking at the map and it says it's deep. It might not be. So if you're close to shore, keep a low speed. And it doesn't always help to have a person standing on the bow looking down, because there's nothing to see. It's the water is not clear.
Very muddy waters.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah,
silt and no. So tread carefully in these waters.
Yeah, I usually kind of think of the 10 meter kind of bar is like anything that's less than 10 meters. Just assume that you can hit anything at any time, and because it's so poorly mapped out, and there's no markers. No, there's a couple.
There's a couple of markers.
They put up a couple of them, but many of them has just been washed away by the ice and stuff, so it's quite unreliable. There is some pretty good resources in the pilot, Norske Los.
Norske Los, and you can download it from free. Free?
That's right. Norwegian cartography,
Kystverket.no?
Kystverket.no,
I think so.
They have the for those of you who are quarterdeck members, we'll put these resources in the a little PDF of or a little writing with these links and stuff, so you can get them. But there's some pretty good information in there. And,
and bring bird books.
Yes.
And wildlife books. And some books about local history, because it's really nice to read about all the fångstman. Was that in English? It's
Trapper.
Trappers. Yeah, the trapper history up there. That's awesome.
That's pretty crazy.
That's what you want to read when you're up there. And dream about.
Dream about hunting polar bears in the 6-month-long night, and that's some pretty good stories from up there. That's true.
Yeah. And one more tip: because Longyearbyen, it has a floating jetty. It is a guest harbor, but it's a shit guest harbor in the wrong weather conditions, in the wrong northerly, northwesterly. Yeah. It's not the place to be.
It can be really scary.
Yeah, it can be really scary and dangerous. So it's better to go at anchor outside in the bay sometimes, or even go to Trygghamna, which is directly transferred to Safe Harbor.
Safe Harbor, yeah. Good recommendation.
That's why it's called Trygghamna. So if the weather is turning bad from that wind direction, don't go into Longyearbyen. It sounds safe that it has a guest harbor with water and diesel, but it's not necessarily safe.
It's it can be pretty crazy. Some of the videos from that place when all of these enormous boats are just getting tossed about, it's quite scary. And also one more thing about that dock is, I think because of that reason, you're not allowed to leave your boat there for any time. Like, you need to have somebody on board.
Yep.
So you can't leave your boat unsupervised at any time. Cool. Well, this was great. Thanks a lot, Jon.
My pleasure.
If people want to learn even more about this, where can they get this book of yours? That's just
they
out.
Can buy it directly from me. explorenorth.no. You can put out the link.
I'll put the link on the quarterdeck in the description.
The quarterdeck guys and girls can get it. I'll support you with the postage.
Oh, very nice. Thank you, Jon.
So
Excellent.
I'm going to be ruined now, but okay.
Very nice. No, that's excellent. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
It's a beautiful book, and lots of pictures of my boat in it.
That's the main reason you should buy it. So
but also some great just histories and charts, and it's really nice. So perfect.
Yeah.
All right, Jon. Thanks a lot. Excellent.
Thanks. Hi guys. Thanks for listening to this podcast. I hope you found it interesting. If you want to know more about high latitude sailing, I can highly recommend, without blushing, the book I wrote together with Bob Shepton, High Latitude Sailing, Self-Sufficient Sailing Techniques for Cold Waters and Winter Seasons. You'll find it on Amazon, on explorenorth.no. You can follow the link to buy a hard copy. And there's also a lot of other books there that you might find interesting. Other than that, keep on sailing, guys.